Well, I filled in my two corners. I knew exactly what I wanted to put where in those two corners. And I have an idea what I want to do with the rest of this layout. So I did put some buildings that I've been collecting here, and there's a couple I built. Well, I'll go through those later. But I need to build a few of the buildings that I bought that were in kits now, so I can figure out where I really want to put all these things. So that's what I'm doing now. Well, this is kind of like it says Valley Lumber Yard, but you know, it's kind of set up similar to like a sawmill. And I'm going to use this in conjunction with my lumber yard. So, and you know what? I really like the way this looks and the way it's weathered. So I'm going to try and copy that and see if I can get it to look similar to that when I build it. And that's kind of the kit when you start it off. All kinds of goody things. Well, these are the directions or plans that came with it. They're two-sided, but you know, it looks kind of simple. Think about a prefab and just slide the walls into place. Well, I went ahead and glued this much together, and now I'm trying to weather it a little bit. I want to try and come up with something similar to what the box looked like. This is kind of cool because you can see right through this, and I'm going to put a light in here, so that should have a nice effect on that. I was playing around with these doors. I don't know. Looks like they're coming out pretty close. Maybe just a little bit dark, but we'll see how it works out in the end. I ran into a problem. This top section gets built separate and gets slipped in, and it looks like it's flush with the front. If I look at the picture, this all looks flush in here at this point. But after I slip the roof on in the back, like it shows here, there's a notch in this roof, and it's just not deep enough. So it kind of looks like that. I don't know if you can see that. And I think it should be back further, so I'm looking inside there, and you can see. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. See that strip back there on the floor? That's that glue strip. And this bottom of this is supposed to go down in there onto that glue strip. And you couldn't do it because this notch wasn't back far enough. So I cut this back. I had to cut it back this much in order to make this all work. Anyway, I'm there now. And that'll sit in there flush. And I think that's the way it's supposed to look. If it's not, that's the way it's going to look anyway. You know, it started off like way out there. And like I say, looking at the pictures, just didn't seem right. So I notched that and put it back. There's that picture of it. It sure looks flush to me. Same thing in that one. So that must have been a screw up on the roof. I don't know. I got this kit pretty cheap on eBay, and it was said to have been opened, but all the parts are there. So I'll continue on. Well, I mounted the top section, put all of its accessories on. I still have to like weather this front section here, but I think it's coming out looking pretty close to that box. I think my roof is maybe just a little bit darker. I think I see a little more blue in that roof, but I think it's close enough. I have a little trouble with my railing. It broke when I tried to fold it over, but I think it'll be all right. And then this piece was missing down here. This was broke, and I didn't see the piece in the box, so I installed it anyway. And I'm going to take a little piece of wood, and I'll fix that up. And another problem I had is this pipe up here. This is actually in two sections, and it's glued together, and the pipe on the shaft on the one was missing, so I have to figure out a way to kind of round this off. I think you can see it there. And that was out of the box, so and that piece wasn't in the box. So I'll have to fix those. And I installed lights. I put a tab, one of those nano lights that sticks on. I put one right about here, thinking maybe the light will shine down into that top floor, and maybe some of it will come back up in here. And then I did one. I'm going to do one. I haven't put it in yet. I can still get it in from the bottom. I'm going to put a light on this bottom so that there's light coming out of the bottom. Thinking it's going to be working 24 hours a day, of course. And then I've got to glue this on. That goes in here somewhere. But I'm going to landscape all this plastic on the bottom first. But all in all, I think it came out pretty good. Well, I went ahead and I repaired that one column, that support column on this corner that was broken. I found a piece of wood and just cut it down to fit, and it worked pretty good. And then this pipe that, I showed you half of it was broke off of there. I took a wood dowel rod and I cut that, and I cut it in half and glued that up in there, and I don't know, that looks pretty good. And I took a little filler and filled in that corner where it starts to head down. So I think I'll call that good. I went ahead and put a little more weathering on the building sides, and I think that'll be sufficient. Now I'm looking at these. That's the wood piles they give you to make your piles of wood. And although it's thin, some of these are pretty wide. So I'm not sure if I'll use those. The color's a little off for being wood. I don't know. Here's some of those wood piles that I had made for my lumber yard. I don't know if you saw that video, but I made all the lumber that went with the lumber yard that I built, and that's those piles. And I'm thinking I may just go ahead and make some more for this model. I mean those, compared to that. I think my lumber piles look better, but I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, hey, I'll catch you on my next one. Have a great day.